What is going on, guys? Bitcoin, crypto, altcoins pumping like crazy right now. Maybe you're sitting on the sidelines thinking, what the heck? Did I just miss out? Is it too late to get in? Maybe you are in the market, you're in the profit, you're wondering if you should take profits or FOMO in some more. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm asking the same questions myself. But what I can do is show you guys the Bitcoin on chain data analytics from Glassnode. As you guys know, Bitcoin is on the blockchain, which is a transparent ledger of all the transactions. So on that ledger, we can actually look and see for ourselves, the wallet activity, things that are happening with the miners, the fees, all the transactions, everything like that. So let's just hop right in. Starting off here, we are looking at Bitcoin number of active addresses. So you can see obviously this has been increasing on the macro trend, but as we do run into these peaks, we tend to, at least the last few times, right, we get a large spike in active addresses, which makes sense. That just kind of goes to the show of the growth of Bitcoin and how the markets move. They come in those cycles where people get super excited, and you have all these people come in who are kind of fly by night, and then they drop out, yada yada yada, right? But you can see we haven't really had that mania phase yet. We're just kind of on that steady incline like we were last cycle before the bull market. So that's one thing to take a look at. The other one is, and I touched on this in my last video a little bit, this is total supply held by long-term holders. So you can see this is another thing on the steady on come up. This is really like, this is the long-term holders, right? So this is essentially smart money accumulating, right? And you can see when we get into those mania phases, these people are kind of, they're dumping the bags. The long-term holders, this is not the part for them, right? So as you come up, and we haven't even started coming down into that like we did this last cycle or the cycle before. It happens every time, right? Get this dip, and typically you're peaking and then you start coming up, right? So we really want to get out when this peaks and rolls over, but it hasn't even started rolling over to the downside yet. So there's something to be said for that. Simultaneously, we have the short-term holders. These are the kind of more fly-by-night FOMO people, I guess you could say. The short-term people, they're coming into the market when the market is ripping up, right? So they're basically the ones that are buying the top here, right? You don't want to be these people. This is a solid indication right here, right? This is up, you want to be getting out pretty much, right? But you can see these people are actually selling the bags right now. So that's another one. Also on here, you can look at things like addresses with a non-zero balance, kind of similar, but this just goes to show how many wallets there actually are with Bitcoin in it. And this is obviously on a steady incline, which is just kind of macro trend good. You can see, 0.1 Bitcoin, it's going up. Greater than 1 Bitcoin, still going up. When you get to greater than 10 Bitcoin, this has been flat for a while, because obviously you can imagine to get 10 Bitcoin now, it's kind of hard. That's like $440,000 right now. So how many people can realistically afford to have 10 Bitcoin in their wallet? Same with 100 Bitcoin, 1,000 Bitcoin, 10K Bitcoin even. There is something here I wanted to show. You could see this when we bottomed out, basically there was a big spike. So this, obviously whales were accumulating here. People with over 10,000 Bitcoin in the wallet, that number was going up back here, last year around 15K when we bottomed out. It's been kind of flat ever since, but it's not many people, right? This is only 110 wallets basically right there, right? So something interesting there. Let's move it on to, we got the stock to flow. This is a pretty cool one. This is pretty popular. You probably heard it. Stock to flow, basically, this is days until the halving. So when it's blue, obviously the halving is just happening of over 1,400 days. Zero, when it's red, you're getting close to the halving. These lines that are going up and down right here, that's actually the halving. So we have a halving coming up. We're right here, and you can see, every time When we turn blue, then we go green and it's up, right? We go blue, it's green, it's up. So this is kind of just that cyclical bullishness, and it's saying, you know, we haven't even hit blue yet. So this is like, it's prime time right now, you know, and obviously there's a lot of different factors here. Things are going to change, you know, eventually. Like, you don't want to just put all your faith into these kind of things, right? But it's very interesting to see that after the halving, it's very cyclical, very similar, right? We got the fear and greed index. This is kind of cool too. You can see like when we top, you know, it goes blue, right? Anything above 75 on the fear and greed. And you can see we actually just touched blue. So that's a little bit toppy, right? So that's an interesting thing to look at. You can see we went blue back in 2019 when it was kind of like that temporary top, which is interesting. So that could be something that's happening here, but you can also see like even when we go blue, it's still potential that like you're gonna go on a rip. But blue is, you know, just it's a little bit toppy, to put it simply, right? Other than that, we have the pi cycle top indicator. I want to go show you guys. This is just two moving averages, right? So you have the 350-day moving average times 2 and the 111-day moving average. And you can see every time that these two moving averages touch, you know, basically the top is in, right? So touched, and here, you know, we haven't even touched. We're not even close to touching yet. So there's another thing like that's kind of long-term bullish, you could say, is for the cycle. Like we're obviously we haven't even hit all-time highs yet. So if you're someone who believes the cycle, you're not even like thinking that. But obviously there's some indicators that have shown maybe we're getting a little bit toppy right now. What am I else showing you guys here? There's so much on this website, guys. I'll go through a bunch of it. Maybe I'll go live sometime. So if you guys are into this stuff, you know, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We got exchange like balance totals, so we can see this is kind of an interesting one. It's more of like a macro, obviously. You can see like the balance on exchanges has been going down ever since March of 2020, which was, you know, the pandemic drop, and it's been going down ever since. So when this is going down, that's basically people taking their Bitcoin off of the exchanges, right? The exchanges are holding less Bitcoin, and so that's like pretty macro bullish. Obviously here was like when exchanges were just becoming a thing. They've been stacking it up, and it's just been going down ever since this moment though, which is really interesting. So yeah, something I wanted to show. You can also see things like the US government's wallet, like their balance. So you can see they got like 210,000 Bitcoin, the US government. This is just, they've never bought Bitcoin. It's just like Bitcoin that they've seized from like criminals or whatever. But they've been basically, they sold 10,000 Bitcoin here, 10,000 here earlier this year, which, you know, something to look at. You can see things like the Luna Foundation's wallet. They got Mt. Gox wallet on here. Bunch of stuff, but I don't want to spend too much time on that. Profit and loss. Oh, we got addresses and a profit. Okay, so this addresses and a profit have hit an all-time high, which is, it's something to be said there. But then there's percent addresses and a profit, right? So obviously the amount of addresses and a profit is pretty standard for that to be going up. But the percent of averages, you know, when we cross this red line, that's, you know, again, a little bit toppy, right? And we can cross it and go up still, but yeah, here we haven't even hit it yet. If we were to hit that, typically you're going to see a sell-off at least there, because, you know, when more than 90% of people are in a profit, people are going to take a profit. Yeah, that's that. Oh, guys, there's lots of stuff here. We can go through more, ask questions if there's anything that you guys want me to talk about, go through on here. Probably make some more videos like this. Hit that like button for me. But yeah, guys, so that's the moral of the story. Basically, you know, long-term bullish. Short-term, we've seen a few indicators here that say we might be like kind of getting a short-term top. But you know, that really doesn't matter when you're thinking long term. If you're buying here at 40K or whatever, I'm pretty sure I'm bought here at 40K. I buy Bitcoin like just all the time. I don't even know sometimes, like especially this part in the market, which I consider to be basically accumulation phase, right? We're still so far from the all-time high even. So yeah, lots of things to talk about here, guys. Gonna get into altcoins with you guys. I have a nice altcoin portfolio as well that I want to talk about, so hope you guys stay tuned for that. Ask questions if you guys want to hear anything else about this kind of stuff, on-chain data, if you want more videos like this. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.